Hi YouTube, this is Jan, and I'm gonna do this video. So, if you notice, I deleted some of my videos, basically because that was the time I was going through a depression, and I was feeling really insecure. My weight was I was severely obese, and things were just, I didn't know how I was gonna survive. Last year I went through a severe depression, and it also revolved around me being in a new environment at dual enrollment, and one of my relatives, she was dying and she was really sick, and we thought she was going to live, but she passed, and so that also hit me hard. And then my mom, had cancer, and then luckily though she survived that, and cancer is free. The cancer is gone. So I'm not here to depress you, but that's why I'm doing this video, because I want to tell you guys about my weight loss. So long story short, well, not really, but basically how things started out. So when I got around 16 years old, I started getting really depressed. So I gained 20 pounds because I was overweight, and I lost 20 pounds, and then a few more, 30, and then I started giving up because I was depressed, and I was going through stuff in high school, because high school is terrible. It's no excuse. Don't bully people. It's not really nice. You don't know how somebody can take that. You can bully them, and it'll hurt them for years and years, and they may not act like you're hurting them. They might smile and you're around them or stuff like that, but it really hurts them. When they come home, they're a total different person sometimes. But anyways, I gained the weight. So I lost it, and then I started getting depressed again because I gave up, and I shouldn't have gave up, but I did, and I should have ignored them. They started talking about positive thoughts, and I started listening to the negative thoughts from stuff people had told me that I started believing in, that I told myself. So I started gaining weight, and eventually I was at 180 pounds at 16, and then I lost 5 pounds, well, not 5, I lost 20 pounds when I changed my diet, went vegetarian, and at first that worked, but then I started adding stuff to my diet as a vegetarian that I thought I properly educated myself when I didn't. And so when that happened, I was eating cheese on everything, because I thought, well, that's how I get protein, and it was rare when I eat beans and stuff. But really, as a vegetarian, you're supposed to be eating eggs, and if you don't eat eggs, you're supposed to be eating beans and rice and drinking plenty of milk, if you can bear it, and oatmeal and stuff. But I was eating stuff high in processed foods. I used to work at Taco Bell in high school, and that's what I would eat, and on the weekends, and it was bad because I would order 3 things, but that wasn't good, because it's still, even though it didn't have the meat in it, still bad because it had the cheese in it, and it adds up. And then some of the other stuff, it was just terrible. And so I always wanted to try veganism, and at first I was like, it doesn't work. I've heard it's unhealthy and stuff like that. And so I went ahead and tried it. And so how I did it, I started losing weight. I properly educated myself, and I didn't go vegan fully on. Around September, I started losing the weight because I gotten up to 197 pounds when I started college. College, like living on my own, not doing dual enrollment, and living on my own. And at first it was fun, but it was like, okay. And so I started getting the weight to 197 pounds. So come around September, I was feeling depressed. And I was like, well, there's got to be something that I can do to change this. So I started educating myself, thinking about stuff I did in the past to make myself feel positive, or like stuff that I did, stuff that I ate, and educating myself about how vegans eat. And I was like, oh wow, I didn't know this. So, and I have vegan friends, so they educated me too whenever I got around to ask them. So, started eating stuff like I slowly transitioned, like eating chicken and then salad, and um, cutting my meat intake to like where I would only eat meat at one meal a day, mostly during dinner time, but like one meal a day. And then I was eating more beans and rice. And I still had cheese, but I would only use a little bit. And I switched hot cocoa to buying just Hershey, the bitter kind of Hershey baking powder you get from the store. You put it in your mouth, you spit it out because it's so bitter. Well, I found out in this group I'm a part of on Facebook that there is a way I can make vegan hot chocolate, and just me drinking that as something to get me like my little cheat throughout the day, that helped me, and I would stick to the measurements. Like I didn't stick to calories, I didn't count calories or anything. The only time I counted calories was when it was something bad, like the cocoa. It wasn't that bad, but like I would put 1 tablespoon of cocoa and that 1 cup of hot water, and then I would put 1 tablespoon of sugar and a little bit of almond milk, and I mixed it together, and that had me a cheat day. And then I switched rice. Like I used to cook rice with butter because I thought that's what you needed. Really, you only need vinegar, so I added the vinegar, and that's how I made it. And it was beans and rice, and I would add a little spinach or stuff or sweet potato. Boy, was it good. Um, and now whenever I do go to Taco Bell's, um, I order everything vegan, and it's much healthier. That way I can eat in a surplus, but not as much. You want to listen to your body. Like I started listening to my body. I started going, oh, that's what I need to do. And so I went from 197 pounds in September, and already by October I was at 180 pounds just by me following those tips. And then I started losing 5 pounds after that. So in December, I got down to 175. In November, I was 180. Then December, I was 175. And now I'm working on getting to 170 pounds in January 2019. Happy New Year's, by the way, everybody. But I'm working on it. I'm feeling depressed. Like I still get the depression with losing weight, but I know I'll get through it. And I actually started jogging like 2 weeks ago, and I want to do where I'm doing it twice a week. And the thing is, I'm a little scared because I live like, I don't know, you have to take risks sometimes, but like keep it in a safe range. Like yesterday,